So the markets had a fantastic Thursday.
I had a terrible Thursday.
I'm transparent. I want to share my mistakes and my beliefs with you so that you can learn from it. So I just shared with Discord going from Tuesday, my NVIDIA calls, which I would have made 50% on, 33% loss. It was only $600, but I alerted because there was a $17 million call sweep on NVIDIA. What happened after I bought? NVIDIA went down. It rebounded today, Thursday. We still have Friday. Those same options I paid $6.50 for are now $1,300 per contract. So instead of a 33% loss, I could have made a 100% gain, but I didn't because I paper handed it. Affirm, AFRM. I entered into too soon. I was one day early on that. If not, I would have killed it, but I did. I took a loss of $900. So now we're 600, 900. Next, Ford. I took a $400 loss on Ford. Oh my God, I was making an earnings play going into earnings after hours because I thought GM had decent earnings. Ford will have decent earnings. It should spike. It did pre-market. And then what happened? From being up 4%, it went down 3%, 2%. Tesla ripped down at the market open and took Ford and Lucid and everything else with it. So what did I do? I took a $400 loss. If I had just held, or if I had just waited until today. So I enter after earnings. I watched Ford take a beating this morning. It's under $14. I say the $14.50 options that I was going to pay like 68 cents for, I can pay 10 cents for. Let me buy some of those. It actually went down to $7 per contract. But let's say I paid $10. They went up north of 70 cents each, which is a 700% return. I managed
to lose 30% on Ford.
If I had been smarter and waited just for this morning and said, okay, I was going to buy these. They're on my watch list. I didn't buy them yesterday, but I'll buy them today. I would have made like 600%. Why? Because I can never call the top correctly. I made a YouTube video that I dropped Thursday morning where I said, hey, are we at the bottom? Everything's going to be based on earnings. And I expect Facebook to beat, and Facebook beat. And I was really counting on PayPal to crush it, and they didn't crush it. And then GDP numbers came out this morning, and they were terrible, yet the market is getting bought up today. So I'm not done paper handing things. Remember my UVXY puts? Yes, Matt said the market was going to be strong. That's why I shot the video for Thursday morning. And then what happens? The market's strong today. So that's why I'm frustrated that I'm just not making money today. The one play that I would have made money on today, which I made money on the previous 2 days, I made 3,500, 3,500. Not killer positions, but I put in 10,000. I returned 35%, and I exited out too early, but I did give the alert. XLE, and I talk about it all the time, the energy ETF, because it tends to dip in the morning. Now, today it has a powerful move. It's all the way up to 77. I tried to get it at 73 this morning. I just missed out. Then it went to 74. Then it went to 75. Now it's at 77. So that's pretty crazy. So again, my strategy for Thursday was I'm not really trusting the market, but I said, let me see. I'm going to wait for the market to get beat up. And I said this in Thursday's video. I said, I'm going to let the market get beat up. And then I'm going to take the same options that I would have played for Friday, and I'm going to buy them cheaper. My example was Ford. Could have bought it for $10 per contract. Instead, I paid $68 per contract, and I got out at like $48 per contract.
It was terrible. I lost $400.
I lost 33% instead of making 600 or 700%. So I beg you, please understand when you're going to call options, you really want to call the bottom. You're just not like going in, okay, it's 9:35. Let me buy this or let me sell that. So what's going to happen after hours today? The reason I didn't invest or trade for Thursday afternoon is because Amazon has earnings after the bell and Apple has earnings after the bell. And both are up like 5% today. And I made an Apple video and I said, hey, 166 isn't a bad price. What happened? It shot down because the market was beat up. Where is it today? 166. So here's the catch. You've got earnings going into Friday. I'm just going to guess on earnings. I'm going to start with Amazon. So Amazon has earnings. Now in quarter one, I read the report. They said they're going to have additional charges in quarter three, and they might incur some shipping delays because of the bottlenecking. I remember that. So if Amazon was telling the truth at the end of quarter one, I actually expect Amazon might not be as strong in order to pull the market down. And then next you have Apple. So we all heard China's closed. They lost their Russian business. Apple did. And then you got to say, okay, well, they're having supply chain issues as well in China. Apple's very big, so they might get over some humps, but there are probably too many humps for them to get over. Then you have McDonald's. Now, Chipotle did extremely well. Now, McDonald's might be a little more over-levered. So I'm thinking those three stocks could disappoint. I'm waiting to see earnings. Stick with me tomorrow. I'm sure I'll be tweeting about it, and have a good evening.